Well, Wollongong has amazing cafes. We love our coffee here, and more cafes being produced all the time. But it's not just about getting the caffeine fix. It's actually about building connections and having places where we can get together and hang out with each other. We are going to meet a couple today who have done just that. Well, I'm here outside of All Good Things with my good friend Matt, who I think last time I saw him was doing Fox Sports. You still are, right? But now you've become Wollongong's greatest barista, right, Matt?
All Good Things Cafe, yeah. I advertise myself as Wollongong's worst barista, but best dish pig. Gee, I can wash a mean pot and
I've got some at my place, actually, afterwards. If you want to come around and clean up the kitchen.
Everyone thinks that running a cafe is, a pretty cool, sexy job. But let me tell you, fridge mechanic, plumber boy, dish pig, maintenance man. I don't make many coffees. We've got the experts to do that.
Yeah, right. Now you, of course, we've connected a bit through the basketball. You're still doing stuff with Fox Sport.
Yeah, NBL over summer and NRL during winter. A bit of Fox Sports news, which I really enjoy because news is my background. Even though I branched out into commentary, I've always loved the news aspect of sport, and luckily I still get to dip my finger in.
So how did this come about? I mean,
I blame my wife.
You blame your wife. Because she used to come here and buy stuff.
She was a customer, but while she was a customer, she was always making beautiful breakfasts and meals and with a real bent for well-sourced food, organic, as much whole food as possible. And I always used to joke with her, you should run a cafe. And then she was a regular customer. Yeah, and she came home and said, All Good Things is for sale. I said, well, you should buy it. And we didn't know how to make that decision, so we just said, well, let's just go one foot after the other and see what happens. And 2 years down the track, we've had it for 2 years.
And you're glad?
Yeah, it's been excruciatingly exhilarating. So excruciatingly exhilarating because it's tough, hard work. It really is. It's relentless. They open at 7, close at 5:30, 7 days a week, juggling this with my other job and Cindy with, mothering 4 children and running a household. It's full on. But, that old cliche that, doesn't kill you makes you stronger. In some respects, you look back and you think to yourself, we've really achieved something here. We love it. Yeah, we love it.
So, Matt, okay, you're all the way from Orange. You're not an original Wollongong boy, but you have been here for 22 years.
Born in a place called Kent Lynn near Campbelltown. Went to school in Bathurst, uni Canberra. First job, it was June 1991 at Orange, Central Western Daily newspaper. That was my start of the media journey. Then Win TV Orange and Win TV Wollongong in 98, and I've been in Wollongong ever since. Even though I left Win TV and went to Fox Sports, we still live here in Fig Tree.
So the commentating thing, was that always a passion? So did you one of those kids that would sit around and commentate the cricket or something while you're sitting on a lounge chair?
I wish I could say yes. I wish I had a great story about, calling paddle pops down
Can't
the
you
stream.
make one up?
Or ping pong balls across the table. I could, but I'd be lying. And we all know that I don't lie.
No, that's true. I've heard that.
I've always loved sport. I wanted to be a sportsman until I realised I've got absolutely no ability.
Right.
So then I had to fall into the media side of it, and it was always news that I thought I would be in. And it was by accident that one day they needed a commentator to call the rugby league under-20s. Then it was the Toyota Cup, became the Holden Cup, and I auditioned, and they said, yep, we'd like to take you. And then having got into that, I fell in love with it very quickly, and I thought, gee, I can be much, much better at this. And I wanted to get better and better and better, and it gets you. You want to, being caught up in live sport and having the responsibility of portraying this wonderful event and the athletes to the people at home without stuffing it up for either party is a big responsibility. But when you get it right and help be the conduit between the event and the telecast to the home, it's addictive, and you want to do it more and more, and you want to do it better and better.
So, Matt, I've heard you're Wollongong's greatest barista, so I'd love to kind of head in and sample some of the goods there. Is that true? Or?
I'm Wollongong's worst barista, but best dish pig. I might even get you to taste one of our beautiful organic coffees.
I'd love to do that.
We've got the Beetroot brownies free of refined sugars.
Wow.
Oh, it's a real sales pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But you don't get to eat or drink until you wash a pot and pan.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Here we go. Come on. Hey, Matt, I think I've finished the last one there, mate.
Let me give it a check. I can almost see my reflection, Cindy. Look, after 6 hours of washing up, I reckon you've almost
Thank goodness.
earned one of All Good Things'
Oh, look at this.
wonderful organic Delano coffees made by our experts, Chloe and Imogen. I haven't gone anywhere near it. Otherwise, it would have tasted like the dishwashing water you were just using.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. So, Cindy, as I look around here, there's lots of great health food. Some normal, some looking not so normal. You don't just do that because, that's something to do. You obviously got a passion for it. What's the why behind that for all that you do here in this cafe?
Well, I've been interested in wellness for a very long time. Before the cafe, I was really focused on mental wellness and the way that we feel emotionally. And I worked a long time in that. And in that, I realised and learned how important physical wellness is in creating emotional wellness. So our gut health is very directly linked to our emotional health. So that was an interest of mine. Cooking and food has always been an interest of mine. And having food that is nutrient dense and free of nasties is really, really a passion of mine. And what I do at home is when I cook, I like to cook really healthy versions of everything that we love. So this place was I was probably one of their best customers before I bought it. And I still remember when we're standing in the kitchen and I got the message that it had gone on the market. And I looked at Matt and we just both knew straight away that it was something I wanted to have a go at and take all the health and wellness that I had been focusing on full circle with the nutrition as well.
Yeah, right. That's great. Cindy, I'm interested to hear about that journey. You, for a number of years, did coaching, helped people out, but how did coaching start for you? What was the catalyst that caused you to help other people?
Well, I suffered from severe anxiety from about the age of 8 that I can remember, probably earlier than that. It wasn't even called anxiety back then, it was a long time ago. And as well, along with other things like OCD, eating disorders. And so I was searching for a really long time for alternative ways of coping with that than what was being provided to me. When I was 23, I came across somebody who helped me. It was along the life coaching, it was actually a kinesiologist, and she helped me straight away. So I basically left my accounting degree that I was doing and flipped completely over into learning kinesiology, neuro-linguistic programming, and helping kids. I really wanted kids to not go through what I had been through, and I really felt like it wasn't necessary. If I knew what I know now, I don't think I would have experienced that.
Yeah, right. That's amazing. For you guys, what's the thing that gets you up Monday morning? Whether it's doing, Fox Sport or coming here running a cafe, what's your motivation that keeps you doing what you do?
Well, I think that's a really interesting question. I think it's a really great thing to focus on, and probably my coaching background has given me the answer to that, because I have a motto that is fix what's going wrong but focus on what's going right.
Yeah.
And everything has its problems, and there has been enormous stress, and anyone who runs a business knows the amount of stress that comes with it. So for me, it's about focusing on what's going really well and just fixing what's not going well rather than the other way around. And I think that is a key difference to enjoying what you do and just going into every day thinking, okay, what's going well today and how can I enjoy it?
I love that. What about you, Matt? What's
if I
your
look at my
motivation?
Mondays, it's a busy day, but in here, it's great because I talk to people. I can't make coffees, I get in the way, I basically am a big distraction to the cafe, but one thing I do enjoy doing is meeting people, smiling at them, talking with them, talking about sport or whatever it is happening in their life, almost like a concierge.
I was going to say you're a concierge.
And then I get to finish here, in the afternoon and drive up and do rugby league or Fox Sports News, often using the discussions we've had in the cafe earlier in the day as a barometer as to what people want to know about or what their views are. And it doesn't seem like a work day.
Yeah,
it's a long day, but it's sort of fun. It's what I find enjoyable.
Well, Cindy, I managed to get a hold of your book here called Your Story. You've written this for children, I believe, with anxiety. Tell us a bit about this book. You can hold that there.
Yeah, well, it's about Eric and his imagination, and it's for children with anxiety, but also children who haven't yet got anxiety. It's about teaching them how to use their imagination to create positive emotions rather than, worry. A lot of kids worry about what's going to happen and worry about friends they're going to make, and that generates sort of negative emotions. So this book is about Eric, who's worrying about going to school, and then turns those thoughts around, changes what he imagines, and creates a completely different experience of that.
Wow, well, you actually just described what we do at Thank God It's Monday, which is we take that good old negative thought of can't wait to get to the weekend, and we flip it and we say, what if you woke up Monday morning with the attitude that you want to go to work, that you love what you do, that you work with great people in a great city? And so we think you guys are eligible for our Thank God It's Monday glasses, which of course is for people who see their life differently. So Matt looks about 10 years older. You look 10 years younger.
Oh, of course.
It makes all good things look like all great things.
There you go. Wow. I'll have to hashtag that somewhere. Rename.
Fantastic.
So we have loved chatting with you guys today. Thanks so much.
Thank
So
you.
great to
Been
meet
great to
you,
have you.
and keep doing all the great things that you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
At TGIM TV, we love to spotlight the local Illawarra spirit and highlight the people and the businesses that see life with a different perspective. So here I am today with Georgina. Thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
We're at All Good Things Cafe, and we just heard from your mum and dad about the story behind starting this business. But you also work here a few days a week. And what makes you get out of bed early and serve coffee? What do you love about working here?
I love working here. I love serving coffee in the morning. We get to talk to so many different people, and I think, you know, having a perfect cup of coffee in the morning, that's just really gets you started on the right foot. You can get a piece of cake with it if you like, and just talking to all the different sorts of people that come in. I really love it.
And so what makes All Good Things unique and different?
We offer so many different things here, from, you know, cake and coffee, and everything's just organic, locally sourced, like no added nasties, nothing hidden in anything, and it's just local produce. You can get fresh fruit and veg, meats and cheeses, like your pantry products, and so many things we have here.
Perfect. Thanks, Georgina. And tell us, where can we find you guys?
We are on Instagram, All Good Things Cafe. We're on Facebook as well, or you can just pop in and see us.
Thanks for taking the TGIM journey with us today. I hope it brings purpose to your week.